So this video is by Son of Sudi and it's titled Let's Compare Nigeria to South Africa. Yeah, so in light of like the previous video that I reacted to, which was like a piano versus Afro beats and Afro piano sitting in the middle, I decided it's a good idea to check this out. A lot of you guys took that one seriously and were caught up in your feelings, but then I see collab. So yeah, I decided let's check this one out and see like how's the actual comparison between the two countries beyond the music, because that one was just like a music comparison of like piano and Afro beats with Afro piano sitting in the middle. So yeah, let's see what's going on with this one. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm in London. I like to go and shop at the mall, shop at the Prada, shop at the store, shop in the drop and stuff at Dior. Louis Vuitton, cover my toes, throwing my trousers, look at my bricks, these are my tennis, look at my shoes.
So let's compare Nigeria to South Africa. Today we'll break our comparison down into 6 categories: basic information, geography, people, economies, militaries,
Random
and
crap.
of course any other random crap I could think of.
Yeah.
Nigeria and South Africa are 2 African giants located in different regions of the continent.
Yeah.
Modern-day Nigeria gained independence on October 1, 1960, while South Africa formally gained independence from Britain on May 31, 1910. However, the current Republic of South Africa was established on May 10, 1994 after the end of apartheid. South Africa's head of state is President Cyril Ramaphosa of the African National Congress Party. Nigeria's head of state and de facto head of government is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a member of the All Progressives Congress Party. Nigeria's national animal is the eagle, which can be seen here on its coat of
Really? Isn't that the American national animal as well? It is, right? The eagle. Then yeah.
arms. For their national animal, the South Africans decided to go with the springbok, which can be seen here on the logo of its national rugby team. Both Nigeria and South Africa are democracies, but Nigeria is a federal republic while South Africa is a unitary semi-federal democratic republic. In Nigeria, governmental powers are divided between the central federal government based in Abuja and the state governments. However, in South Africa, the national government based in Pretoria and Cape Town holds more centralized authority, though some powers are devolved to the provinces.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Nigerian flag has 3 vertical stripes, 2 green outer stripes representing the nation's natural wealth, flanked by a white central stripe symbolizing peace and unity. This iconic design has remained unchanged since Nigeria's independence in 1960.
And it looks dope.
In contrast, the South African flag features
One thing, I know that every color it represents, but then I feel like there's just like a lot of colors. I still like it, but then feel like there's a lot of colors here. But then yeah, each and every color here has like its own, meaning and what it represents. Do I even remember, like, I think red for all the blood that we lost. Black, white represents, no, I forgot.
features horizontal bands of
I
red
did these things in primary, so don't come at me.
on the top and blue on the bottom, separated by a central green band that splits into a distinctive horizontal Y shape, with the arms extending to the corners of the hoist side.
Yeah, it looks dope,
Adopted in
though.
1994, this bold new flag blended colors and symbols representing the country's diverse peoples as it transitioned to democracy. In terms of area, both Nigeria and South Africa are sizable nations by African standards. Nigeria has a total land area of 923,768 square km, or approximately 356,700 square miles.
Okay.
South Africa's area is 1,219,090 square kilometers, which
So they're
translates to
close.
around 471,000 square miles.
Well,
This
South
makes the
Africa is
total land
obviously
area
bigger.
of South Africa roughly 1.32 times larger than that of Nigeria.
Yeah, a little
For a
bit.
visual comparison, here is Nigeria's area overlaid on the map of Africa, and here is South Africa's size represented on the same scale. When highlighting their relative sizes on other continent maps, this is Nigeria and South Africa overlaid on Europe, here they are depicted across North America, this shows their areas across South America, and here they are scaled across Asia.
It's just
Nigeria is 98.3% land with only 1.7% consisting of water bodies.
okay.
South Africa, on the other hand, is 94.4% land while 5.6% of its area is covered by the wet stuff. Nigeria boasts a total coastline length of 853 kilometers or 530 miles along the Gulf of Guinea. In comparison, South Africa has a significantly longer shoreline measuring 2,798 kilometers
since
or
it's like
1,739
corner,
miles stretching
at the
across
bottom
2
corner.
oceans, the Atlantic
Yeah.
and Indian.
And also that.
This
two
gives South
oceans.
Africa over 3 times the amount of coastline as Nigeria when quantified in kilometers or miles for the metrically challenged.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a federal republic divided into 36 states and the federal capital territory of Abuja.
36. How many does the US have? 36. Damn, dog. And it's smaller than South Africa, and yet it has more states than South Africa. Well, we call them provinces, so yo, that's a lot.
Abuja. Lagos is its largest and most populous state with over 12 million inhabitants, while Bayelsa is the smallest and least populous with around 2 million residents. Three Nigerian cities, Lagos, Kano, and Port Harcourt, have populations exceeding 1 million. South Africa is divided into 9 provinces. Gauteng, home to over 15 million people including the cities of Johannesburg.
I think Gauteng is like the most overpopulated one, because everyone from other like provinces goes to Gauteng, especially Joburg, because it's like seen like the city of gold, where dreams and hustlers go. So yeah, everyone just goes to Joburg.
And Pretoria is the most populous province.
Yeah.
Northern Cape has the smallest population of around 1.3 million. Nigeria shares land borders with 4 countries, Benin to the west, Chad and Cameroon to the east, and Niger to the north. It does not have any maritime borders with other nations. South Africa borders 6 sovereign states, Namibia, Botswana and Zimbabwe to the north, Mozambique and Eswatini to the east, and the Kingdom of Lesotho, which is entirely surrounded by South African territory.
To be honest, Lesotho should just become a province, guys. Like when we think about it, like how can you have a country inside another country? Lesotho should just join us.
Both Nigeria and South Africa feature diverse landscapes. Their geographic and climatic profiles differ considerably. Nigeria is characterized by plains, swamps, low plateaus and hills, with the highest point being Chappal Wadi at 2,419 meters. Its climate is primarily tropical, with the far north experiencing a semi-arid climate.
It's hot.
In contrast, South Africa's terrain ranges from the plateau interior to mountains, semi-deserts and coastal belts. It has greater variations, with the Drakensberg Range containing its highest peak, the Banantlenyana, at 3,482 meters. Climatically, it spans the subtropical coastlines to a semi-arid central region and temperate conditions in the interior plateau. Nigeria and South Africa are among the most populous nations in Africa, though they exhibit contrasting population growth trajectories. Nigeria, with over 223 million inhabitants, has a high 2.6% population
280
population growth rate. South Africa, on the other hand, has a population of around 60 million but a much lower
280, and it's even smaller than South Africa.
6% growth rate.
Oh.
Globally, Nigeria ranks as the 6th most populous country, following behind Pakistan and ahead of Brazil. South Africa comes in at 25th, between France and Italy in population size.
Million.
Overall, for every South African, there are approximately 3.66 Nigerians.
You see? So South Africans, please, let's not fight Nigerians, because it seems like if we fight Nigerians, we'd have to take how many? 3 each. Let's not do that, guys.
Nigeria's largest and most populous cities are Lagos, Kano, Ibadan, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, Benin City, Maiduguri, Zaria, Aba, and Jos.
And it's so
While the city of Lagos has a massive population over 13 million, its broader metropolitan area is home to over 21 million people. South Africa's major cities by population are Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, Soweto, Pretoria, Port Elizabeth, Pietermaritzburg, Benoni, Bloemfontein, and Tembeza.
Okay.
The Gauteng province, anchored by Johannesburg and Pretoria, contains South Africa's largest concentration.
Hang on.
Pretoria, Port Elizabeth, Pietermaritzburg, Benoni, Bloemfontein, and Tembeza.
Oh, just
the Gauteng
cities.
province, anchored by Johannesburg and Pretoria, contains South Africa's largest concentration of residents. In Nigeria, around 53.1% speak one of the 3 largest languages: Hausa, 27.7%, Yoruba, 14.7%, and Igbo.
Yeah, I only know about Yoruba and Igbo. Igbo, that's the one that I also know about. Like, it's a Nigerian language. And yeah, when they speak it, I get lost. I've seen like some videos and I'm just like, you know what, next video. I just skip because I don't understand shit. So yeah.
10.7% has their mother tongue. However, English is the official language and lingua franca, spoken by around 53% of the population. Other major Nigerian languages include Fulani, Kanuri, Ibabio, and Tiv. South Africa.
So how many does that make it? Because it's 3 + 1, then.
Other major Nigerian languages include Fulani, Kanuri, Ibabio, and Tiv.
Okay,
South Africa has 11 official languages, with Zulu 23.8% and Xhosa 17.6% being the most widely spoken home languages. English is the 4th most common home language at 8.1%, but is widely used as the lingua franca, especially in government and business.
Yeah,
Afrikaans is spoken by around 13.5% as a first language.
And then the
In
rest.
Nigeria, 53.5% of the population are Muslims, 45.9% are Christians, with tiny minorities following traditional religions, 0.4%, or other faiths, 0.2%. South Africa has a more diverse religious landscape. 79.8% are Christians, 1.5% are Muslims, 0.3% are Jewish, 1.4% follow African traditional religions, 15.1% have no religious affiliation, and 1.9% are unspecified
Represent.
or follow other beliefs.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, around 49.3% of the population is male while 50.7% is female.
Really? I think
Approximately
it's the other way around.
49.6%
In
of
South
South
Africa, it's the
Africans
other
are
way
male and
around.
50.4% female.
That's interesting. So you have more males than females. Okay.
Nigeria's median age is 18.4 while South Africa's median age is 26.9. Both countries generally have young populations. South Africa's older population indicates better quality of life over Nigeria. South
Yeah.
Africa is often considered to be Africa's primary industrial and economic powerhouse, and its economy is certainly reflective of that title.
But Nigeria.
Everything from cars and appliances to smartwatches and mobile phones is made there.
Yeah.
South Africa's GDP is $405 billion, making it the third largest African economy and 37th globally. With a GDP of $477 billion, Nigeria has the largest economy in
I was
Africa.
about to say that, but Nigeria, like when it comes to like on paper, like the Nigeria is higher than South Africa.
And the 30th largest in the world.
Mm.
In 2022, Nigeria's economy grew by 3.6% while South Africa's expanded at a slower 2.1% rate.
Obviously,
Prior to the
load
COVID-19
shedding.
pandemic in 2019, Nigeria's GDP growth was 2.3% compared to 0.2% for South Africa.
Damn.
While Nigeria accounts for
We
2.7% of the global population, its economy represents only about 0.5% of world GDP. Conversely, South Africa makes up just 0.7% of the world's population but contributes around 0.4% to the global economy. Nigeria is home to major conglomerates like Dangote Group, Globacom, Nigerian Breweries, Rwando, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, and Fast Bank.
I don't know any of
Notable
these
South
brands.
African companies and brands include Anglo-American,
Obviously, I'm gonna know like South African brands than I know Nigerian brands.
MTN Group, Cecil, Standard Bank, Absa Group, Shoprite, Esabimila, Bidvest, Naspers, and Massmart. South Africa's GDP per capita of around $6,776 is comparable to nations like Botswana, Gabon, and Kazakhstan. Nigeria's much lower GDP per capita of approximately $2,100 is on par with places like Eswatini, Ghana, and Uzbekistan. Overall, South Africa's GDP per capita is nearly 2.8 times higher than Nigeria's.
Okay.
Nigeria uses the Nigerian naira as its official currency, while South Africa uses the South African rand.
Yeah.
As of 2023, $1 is equal to around 1,500 Nigerian naira and a
Oh, $1. Okay. Damn. What? I'm only. Yo, nah, Nigerians, you gotta fix this. We as South Africa, we also gotta fix like our problem because literally like a few years ago, $1 was only like 14 South African rand, and now it's like shot up. It's even, I think it's reached 20 at some point. But then yeah, this is like too high. We gotta fix this. Like it's just Africa in general. Like $1 is equals to 1,500 Nigerian rands. So how many? So what's the rand to Nigeria? What's the rand to naira comparison? Is he gonna show that, or else I'll have to pull out a calculator because I need to know.
18 South African rand. Both Nigeria and South Africa rank among the world.
Nah, we're not just gonna fly past that, dog. Let's see. ZAR to naira is equals to 69 Nigerian naira. 1 South African rand is equals to 70, basically 70 naira. Dog, nah, African economy sucks, dog. Like, cause imagine the conversion, like it's just crazy, and the fact that US is like the powerhouse. Well, it's not even the powerhouse. I think the GBP is like the strongest one, but then still, at least one African country must be able to like compete with these. So that's crazy, dog.
Nigerian naira and 18 South African rand.
Dog.
Both Nigeria and South Africa rank among the world's largest importers and exporters of goods. In 2023, Nigeria imported around $52 billion worth of goods while exporting $50 billion. South Africa imported $105 billion and exported $122 billion over the same period. Overall, Nigeria comes in as the 51st largest importer and 52nd largest exporter globally, while South Africa is the 37th largest importer and 39th largest exporter worldwide. About 32.1% of the South African population are unemployed, while Nigeria has an unemployment rate of 5%.
No, God! Imagine. Do you see how crazy that is? Like the dynamics, like one is good at this, one like is better at this, but then imagine 32% people unemployed. Guys, voting season is coming soon, eh? Please do the fucking right thing. Please. Yo, come on, dog. 32%.
Please, no! No! No!
Aliko Dangote, the founder and chairman of Dangote Cement, is Nigeria's richest person with an estimated net worth of $13.5 billion. His sprawling conglomerate has interests spanning sugar, salt, and flour manufacturing in addition to its cement production business. South Africa's wealthiest individual is Nicky Oppenheimer, the former chair of diamond producer De Beers and heir to the Oppenheimer fortune, with a net worth
no comment.
Estimated around $8 billion. While sizable...
Can't dude spell billion? Like he's been misspelling like billion for like a couple of times now. Billion. It's billion, dog. Billion.
Oppenheimer's wealth pales in comparison to the vast $13.5 billion empire amassed by Nigeria's preeminent tycoon Dangote. The average income in Nigeria is roughly $2,160 per year, while the average income in South Africa sits at about $16,800 per year.
Oh my God!
But then if we compare the wage gap between like people who are getting that average 16,000 and like the lowest wage.
South Africa is the only African country to have ever owned nuclear weapons. However,
and they threw them away. Like they gave them up as a sign of like peace. Like now we good when we some things just make me mad, dog. They gave them, that's probably what it's gonna say.
South Africa is the only African country.
We gave away our nuclear weapons to countries that have like hundreds of nuclear weapons just lying down, and we just like gave away like our only defense. And I know that nuclear weapons are bad in general, but if like a criminal comes to you and you have a gun, okay, not a criminal, but then just a normal person comes to you, they have a gun, you have a gun. When I put my gun down, I expect you to put your gun down. I can't like put my gun down and you still have your guns. Like what? We gave them away.
$800 per year.
Oh my God!
We gave away our nuclear weapons.
South Africa is the only African country to have ever owned nuclear weapons. However, in 1989, South Africa became the first and the only country to have ever destroyed their own nukes in an effort to make the world a better place.
Okay, we didn't give them away, we destroyed them. Did the US destroy theirs? Did China destroy theirs? Did fucking Russia destroy theirs? Like, what? Bro, I can't with this.
Nigeria has one of the largest militaries in Africa with around 223,000 active personnel and 32,000 reservists, totaling approximately...
Like South African military, Nigerian military doesn't play. Like South African military, it's still a joke, you know. That's why all those Mabena memes are just running around. The military and the police force are just...
255,000 troops. South Africa's military is relatively smaller, consisting of around 66,500 active duty personnel and 15,000 reservists, a combined force of 81,500. Both South Africa and Nigeria drop tens of billions of dollars on their militaries each year. Nigeria spends $3.48 billion on its military, while South Africa spends $2.81 billion. South Africa ranks 5th for its expenditures in Africa, while Nigeria ranks 4th. Both nations collaborate through the Africa Union despite, well, I guess you could say, a bit of a rocky history. Both are also good buddies with Ghana, China, Russia, United States, the United Kingdom, and the rest of NATO. South Africa also has very close allies in the BRICS, including Ethiopia, Brazil, India, Egypt, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates. Meanwhile, some of their greatest adversaries include Boko Haram, Israel, and rebels on the continent. Overall, Nigeria is ranked as having Africa's 4th strongest military, while South Africa is ranked as having Africa's 3rd strongest military. Football, or soccer if you're capitalist, is the most popular sport in both Nigeria and South Africa, with both countries...
Did he say if you're a capitalist? That's funny. Soccer if you're a capitalist.
While South Africa is ranked as having Africa's 3rd strongest military. Football, or soccer if you're capitalist, is the most popular sport in both Nigeria and South Africa, with both countries having AFCON wins.
Watch football.
The South Africans have 1 AFCON win, while Nigeria has 3 AFCON wins.
Yeah.
Murtala Muhammad Airport is Nigeria's busiest airport, receiving 6.5 million passengers in 2023.
Our Tambo.
Tambo International Airport
Yeah.
is South Africa's busiest airport, receiving over 21 million passengers in 2023. South Africa's most famous landmark is either Kruger National Park or Table Mountain.
Yeah,
Nigeria's
Table Mountain is beautiful, dog. Like, there's no other place that's beautiful, that's more beautiful than Cape Town in general. Like, especially in South Africa, like, it takes the part.
South Africa's most famous landmark is either Kruger National Park or Table Mountain.
Table Mountain.
Nigeria's most famous landmark is probably the Olumo Rock in Abeokuta.
This looks nice. This looks... Yeah, a person needs to travel, dog. I still need to travel.
Davido is Nigeria's most followed person on Instagram with 29 million followers.
Is it Tyler?
Ebi de Villiers is South Africa's most followed person on Instagram with over 24.4 million followers. Superhero in Training with over 8 million subscribers is South Africa's most subscribed to YouTube channel. Meanwhile, Mark over 8 million subscribers is South Africa's most subscribed to YouTube channel. Meanwhile, Mark Angel Comedy with over 9 million subscribers is Nigeria's most subscribed to YouTube channel. Click here to watch my comparison of Nigeria and Ivory Coast.
Okay, I guess that's it.
And ladies and gentlemen,
that was an interesting video. And I hang on, let me just adjust the mic. I decided to watch this video to show like everyone who's like getting the pennies in a bunch in like the previous video that I reacted to, that it's not that deep. We all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and it's not war. It's not South Africa versus Nigeria at the end of the day, dog. It's an African thing. Like, you need to get your shit straight in Nigeria. We need to get our shit straight in South Africa, you know, politically, economically. And then once we have our shit straight, then we can like collaborate and, you know, get our shit straight in Africa and in the world and so forth and so forth. So guys, like, it's not that deep. I think I said that in the last video as well, that it's not that deep. But then, yeah, interesting video. Really enjoyed the facts. I'm probably going to forget most of them, but then some of them I'm going to keep them in my mind. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Man's outside in crocs and shambles. Please quick talk, no rambles. Soon as they send their bread, I cancel. Ooh. I like to tangle, twisting and tangle, testing the angles. Up in the bank though, I got the same goals. You with the same hoes, I like the bankroll. Pricey, pricey.